Today on Rock the Park,
Woo!
we're exploring ancient canyons and ancient history on the Colorado River.
They're telling a story of how this place has changed over thousands and even millions of years.
Enjoying a wildlife comeback
Check out these eagles, bald eagles, 2 of them.
where dinosaurs used to roam.
And then at the top, we've got the Jurassic era.
And getting to know this surprising river.
If you see me spinning around, I'm not doing it right.
And it all starts right now.
I'm Jack Stewart.
This is the real deal.
And I'm Colton Smith.
These are mountains!
We've been buddies for years, always in search of the next adventure.
Dude, what was that? We share a passion for our national parks and other wild places around the world.
Oh my God.
Heading off the beaten path, pushing our limits, and experiencing nature's best-kept secrets.
Here we go!
It's how we rock the park.
This is western Colorado, a high desert wilderness made up of colorful sandstone cliffs and canyons, mountains and mesas, and the Colorado River.
Even though this is kind of a different Colorado trip for us, we're tackling something pretty iconic. We're gonna be kayaking down the Colorado River.
We're here to explore a stretch of the river that can only be seen by boat and get up close to the rocks and wildlife that make this part of the country so unique.
But before we set out on the river, we had to come and check out Colorado National Monument.
This 31 square mile park is famous for its sandstone monoliths, deep red rock canyons, and the incredible story behind it all.
This guy named John Otto back in 1911 rallied by himself to make what was his backyard into this national park.
I mean, this guy literally launched a one-man campaign and said, this is where I live, look at how beautiful it is, we should preserve it.
And it actually happened, and he became the first superintendent.
And for the next 18 years, John Otto earned $1 a month for his trouble. Today, the park is a favorite for hikers, bikers, and drivers like us, especially along the 23-mile-long Rimrock Drive, which follows the series of canyons.
Back in the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps constructed this road, and they did so by literally grinding through the rock and building these tunnels that allow the drive to go up in elevation.
We're just outside of Grand Junction and heading west to the McInnes Canyons National Conservation Area, which is a bucket list destination for several reasons. It has the highest concentration of natural rock arches in Colorado and is second in the world to Arches National Park. And this is where a giant Apatosaurus dinosaur fossil was discovered in 1901. But we're here to paddle a 25-mile section of the Colorado River.
Now don't get too excited. This isn't the crazy turbulent parts of the Colorado River that we all think of, like the Grand Canyon.
The route we've chosen will be pretty mellow, allowing us to take our eyes off the water so we can really see what life is like at the bottom of these canyons.
So here's a really nice river tip for you guys. You've been out on the water for a couple days, your feet, they can tend to get pretty soggy and not too pleasant. Always keep a nice pair of dry shoes waiting for you in the car, so the moment you hop off the river, slide these on, your feet are comfy, warm. There's nothing better than that feeling.
When your feet are wet for 2 days straight, coming back to a dry pair of shoes is, well, it makes all the difference.
We've got our map,
Yeah.
okay? PFDs,
Helmets, rapids.
helmets, just in case.
I think we're good to go.
I think we're golden.
All right, man.
Our plan is to float 15 miles today, camp overnight, then float another 10 miles tomorrow until we cross into Utah. We're traveling via inflatable kayaks, known as duckies. They're wider than the traditional hardshell kayaks, which makes them ultra stable and perfect for a trip like this, where we don't need to navigate difficult rapids.
What's just so cool about this route is it's gonna give us a little bit of everything. We're right now kind of in the calmer section where we really get to take in the beauty of this landscape.
And marvel at this incredible river. The Colorado carved out some of the most dramatic canyons in the world.
When you talk about an iconic river, I mean, this thing goes through the Grand Canyon, and it's got some of the craziest whitewater sections you can find. It seems like everywhere this river goes, there's something epic. It passes through 11 national parks.
The 1,450-mile-long river starts high in the Colorado Rockies and passes through 5 different U.S. states.
Woo! There's a nice little splash.
It's one of the most heavily regulated rivers in the world because so much of the water is used for consumption and irrigation.
The Colorado River actually provides water to about 40 million people in the Southwest. That's unbelievable.
I mean, it quite literally is a lifeline to millions and millions of Americans. This river has been supporting life for thousands and thousands of years.
And the proof is in the petroglyphs, ancient carvings chiseled into rock that can be spotted in these canyons.
Something pretty interesting, this river, up until 1922, was actually named the Grand River. Colorado in 1922 went to Congress and said, this river flows through our state. We want this to be our river. And thus, the Colorado River was born.
It also flows through other states.
It does.
So I don't know about that logic, but hey.
Well, they got their way.
And if we had our way, these sunny skies would last, but it's starting to look like Mother Nature has other plans.
And I will say, looks like it might rain.
A little squall.
Little squall, yep. Squall's punching through. Clouds are looking a little, I can actually see rain.
Oh yeah.
I can see rain straight ahead of us. Oh boy, here it comes.
Here comes the rain. Rain in the desert.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man. Why?
We're kayaking in the high desert of western Colorado and caught in a downpour on the Colorado River.
Luckily, we don't have many turns that we have to take on our route because right now it's a little hard to open the old eyes.
We have 15 miles to cover today before camping out for the night. The sky clears up just in time for us to see something amazing on the cliffside.
Jack, check out these eagles, bald eagles, 2 of them.
Oh man, we got 2 bald eagles.
Right up on that ledge there, wow.
This stretch of river is home to dozens of bald eagles who migrate here in the fall and spend the winter in canyon country. The canyon walls are the perfect perch for eagles to hunt fish in the river like largemouth bass and rainbow trout.
That's incredible.
We're also keeping our eyes peeled for other wildlife, like the desert bighorn sheep, which can live up to 7 days without water in the desert, surviving on the moisture from the grass and brush it eats. Their sharp eyesight and ability to climb rocky cliffs helps them to avoid predators like the mountain lion.
The bighorn sheep will actually hang out down by the water, and they tend to blend into the rocks and the color of the water. So a lot of times you don't see them till you're like right on top of them.
So far, the landscape has been mostly shades of brown sandstone, but the views are about to change.
So right now we're in Horse Thief Canyon. This, along with Ruby and Westwater Canyon, are the first red rock canyons that the Colorado River goes through.
So in terms of scenery like this, we're basically at the mouth and heart of it all.
The dark red rock we're starting to see was deposited about 200 million years ago and is actually remnants of massive windborne sand dunes, hence the name sandstone. Its dark red color comes from iron oxide staining, otherwise known as rust.
I think I'm really inspired by this part of the country because you look at the desert at face value and it's intense and it seems like it's hard to live here and survive here. But on the flip side, there are these just amazing, vibrant colors. And the beauty is unmatched anywhere else.
The rain may have blown through, but the wind has definitely picked up.
And right now, we've got one pretty strong headwind.
It's awfully windy. I was expecting some light paddling here or there. But this is some like straight up full on exertion.
This stretch of the river is usually pretty flat water, making it a favorite for families and beginners. But there are some Class 1 and 2 rapids along the route.
All right, let's see if I can get a little bit of speed here. Picking up a little.
Oh, yeah. We got ourselves a little current. Woo! Whoa! 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 And we're wet again.
Oh, here we go. Another little splash coming.
Whoa! 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 Doesn't take much to entertain us.
And the rapids are a welcome distraction from the wind, which doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Kind of like us.
Making these 15 miles go by a little slower, but we're still making progress because we've got the current with us. But the headwind is almost canceling that out.
So we've just entered Ruby Canyon, and it is gorgeous. Look at those red rock walls. That is so pretty. We're getting real close to camp, maybe like a mile or two, and I'm ready for it. I'll tell you what, this has been a bear of a paddle today. This wind is just outrageous.
Right on cue, another little stretch of rapids helps to speed things along.
All right, nice little warm up before camp. Woo! I'm awake!
This is it.
A perfect parallel parking job. Woo! Oh, I gotta tell you, feels good to put that paddle down for a minute.
Yeah, for real. This camp is absolutely gorgeous. We've got these cottonwood trees, which will give us some shade. But look at this. Red rock, that monolith over there. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I will say this canyon has been spectacular, but this campsite, this is some of the best scenery we've seen the entire trip so far.
Oh, yeah.
We lucked out getting this spot. Permits are required year-round, and designated camping spots are limited out here.
All right, let's get the tent set up. We're gearing up for a night under the stars and off the grid.
Sweet.
And tomorrow, making our way through some of the oldest rocks on the planet.
This Precambrian rock is nearly 2 billion years old.
We're heading into day 2 of our kayak down the Colorado River. And the weather has finally decided to cooperate.
Oh my gosh, the sun is shining, no wind.
It's quite literally night and day. Just so calm and peaceful.
We always think like, oh man, I should be paddling. But this is literally what floating a river is about.
Yeah, well, look at them.
Like hanging out.
I'm going places, yeah.
This is like the best lazy river you could ever hope to be on.
You got that right.
For now.
For now.
Is that a great blue heron?
Great blue heron, yep.
The chill water is perfect for one of Colorado's native wading birds. Of the 60 species of heron, the great blue is the largest at up to 4 feet tall and a wingspan of 7 feet. They migrate to Colorado in the spring, where they return to the same nesting site each year.
This next stretch of river has even better views and possibly some rapids.
It's amazing to look at these cliffs when you realize that they're telling a story of how this place has changed over thousands and even millions of years. So the plan is to get up around this bend, eventually get eyes on the rapid section, and then we're gonna pull over and scout.
This is definitely our bend right here. Pull over up here?
Yeah. So you can definitely see we are at the beginning of the Black Rock section, which is gonna be where our rapids are. And what's really cool about this is if you look, we've got 3 distinct layers in the rock here. We've got the Black Rocks, which is the Precambrian.
This Precambrian rock is nearly 2 billion years old.
It doesn't get any older than Precambrian, which refers to the very first era of our planet's history, making these rocks some of the oldest on Earth. The black color comes from an abundance of carbon.
And then you can see behind that, we've got the reddish rock that's from the Triassic era.
And that dates back 240 million years and was a time when life outside of the oceans began to diversify.
And then at the top, we've got the Jurassic era. So it's kind of cool to be able to see these 3 distinct layers right in this one spot.
And of course, the Jurassic era was dominated by dinosaurs, and as we know, this area is full of fossils.
So as fascinating as that is from a geological sense, those Precambrian rocks are also the rocks that we're going to be trying to avoid because they're going to be smack dab in the middle of our river. From here, it doesn't look all that intimidating, but we know going into this, there are going to be some obstacles, and this rapid is also a mile long. So even our scout right here, it's not going to really be able to tell us the full picture, but we got our game plan. Any huge rocks, try to avoid. Any fun waves, try to hit those up.
Just so you guys know, this is gonna be mild enough where we don't have to wear helmets for this.
Yeah.
We've got our PFDs.
Yep.
We'll be safe, and we're pretty strong. We should be able to navigate this.
I'm not gonna say anything about our boat skills. The strength part I'm comfortable with.
Totally.
So we'll be okay if we find ourselves in a bit of a pickle.
All right, let's hit it.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
And that's a good thing, because this river is about to get bumpy.
Big one. Woo-hoo!
Okay.
All right.
We're heading into the final stretch of our 2-day journey down the Colorado River, and we're about to enter a small section of rapids that gives us a front row seat to ancient history, the Black Rocks.
River's definitely starting to narrow a bit. Ooh, starting to see some of those big rocks.
When a river narrows, the current gets stronger and there's less room for error in terms of staying away from the rocks. Plus, the weather is starting to turn again.
There's that wind.
Yep, it's back. Oh man, that makes things a little more challenging. I think what I'm gonna be doing is really like picking a line in my mind and navigating that and making sure that I'm staying to it.
Yeah, that's smart.
If you see me spinning around, I'm not doing it right.
Which way do you want to go?
I want to have some fun, so I vote we head for the biggest waves.
Well, the right looks like it's a little more turbulent. We can do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Well, we got a mile of this. Oh yeah.
Woo! Always fun.
Even on a small section of rapids like this, technique is important. Paddling through the rapids gives the kayak more control since each paddle blade acts like an outrigger, helping to maintain stability.
Woo! Woo-hoo! Feels good to get splashed. It's pretty warm out here.
All right.
While the rapids turn out to be much milder than we thought, seeing the Black Rocks up close like this does not disappoint.
Wow, these rocks are cool.
They're incredible.
These are just like sculptures. They're gorgeous.
Yep.
The last big highlight of this route is the writing on the rock wall, telling us we've passed from Colorado into Utah. Someone started documenting this spot in the early 1900s, and it gets repainted when it needs it.
Woo!
We made it.
We made it.
25 miles. Just like that.
Man, not too shabby.
Not at all.
25 absolutely beautiful miles. I think just being able to find a section that was so calm and tranquil, it speaks to this river, it speaks to life, it speaks to just everything and the lessons that we derive from nature.
What I love about it is whenever I think of the Colorado River, I think of the Grand Canyon and just crazy rapids. But it was awesome to be able to, you know, have a challenge, battle the wind, but then really be able to sit back and take in the beauty of those canyons. You know, so many times we're hiking or climbing where there's so much focus on your feet. You're looking down, you don't realize it, but you are. But out on the river, you're able to just look up and around and really take it in a unique way.
Proving that sometimes the best view isn't from the top, but rather at the very bottom, where all you need to do is just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Hey, if we can do it,
So can you.
So the next chance you get, go out and rock the park. everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.